So came up to one of the local high schools, high school that I'm really familiar with, coached football, basketball here. And I'm just walking around and taking in some of the sights at the school. Gonna pull my drone out in a little bit, play with that. But yeah, that's what's happening. There's something about the game of football. I remember I was probably about 7 or 8 years old, and I was living in New York, Jamaica, Queens. And I remember my oldest brother had began playing football for the first time. And in order to get to practice, he had to ride a bike. And my uncle Tim, had given me this bike, this BMX bike. It was bad. All chrome. And I was a little guy. My uncle gave me this bike, and my brother needed to get to practice, and he rode my bike to practice. And he came home after practice, and he didn't have the bike. Someone stole my bike, and I was so upset. I remember crying and just crying and crying. I get it, little kid, possession, not having a bike anymore. But that is just a memory that I just will never, ever forget. And then a couple years later, my family and we moved to Eastern Long Island, Mattituck, New York. And I remember we didn't want to go, my brothers and I. We were so connected to where we were, and we didn't want to go move to the suburbs and move to this place unknown, place that was different from what we knew, what we were accustomed of. And one of the first sports, actually the first sport that I played, organized, was Pee Wee football. They didn't call it Pee Wee football. They didn't call it Pop Warner. They used another word. It starts with an M. And it was now looked at as very derogatory towards folks of small height and stature. But I, being 10 years old, my younger brother Tim, 8 years old, we played organized football. And man, we won a lot of games. And for me, I remember just being able to do things on a football field that kids my age weren't able to do. And I know it really had to do with my upbringing, playing sports against older kids in the inner cities. Just faster, just could catch. And it was fun. And we made a little name for ourselves, the Simmons boys, through Pee Wee football. And would later go on to play for the local high school, which we needed 4 schools to field a team because soccer was the big sport out there. And I remember my junior year playing against a school in Deer Park. And we were down 2 scores. My younger brother Tim, who's 2 years younger than me, was just a phenomenal running back. So he was playing varsity at a young age. So he was a freshman doing work. And when he moved up and was a running back, I kind of moved out to the slot just to get out in space, be a wide receiver. And we were down by 2 scores. And I remember my brother scoring a touchdown, handoff, run the ball in, scores, touchdown. And it was getting a little later in the game, and we were down a score. And I remember we were on offense in the red zone, and I go up for a ball that was thrown to me, and I catch the ball in the end zone. And as I'm coming down, I land on the defender's foot. And I'm hearing a lot of bad things going on in my ankle. A lot of people would say, oh, great that you didn't break it. But I would later find out I did a lot of ligament damage in my ankle. And the doctor said you would have been better off breaking it. That set me back about 2.5 months. I missed the ending of the season, which was another 2 games. And then I missed about a month or so of basketball, which was a no-no. Because in my mind, I was a basketball player before I was a football player. And I remember the following year, my senior year, not going out for the football team. Because I said to myself, I will not miss basketball ever again due to an injury. So I didn't go out for football, missed all summer. Was getting ribbed by my basketball coach, just talking a lot of nonsense. Why you ain't out there playing football? Who do you think you are? Blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, I'm trying to heal up, stay safe so I can play basketball. But my football coach would come to me and not beg me, but out of care and concern, he just flat out told me, your future is football. And we'd love to have you back. And I left it at that. But 3 weeks into the season, I just was itching. I wanted to get back on that football field. And they welcomed me back with open arms. And I played the remainder of the season. And somehow I got enough plays on tape to earn an invitation to walk on at Fordham University. And then I would later be on scholarship the last 3 years that I was there. And 4-year letterman on the varsity squad at Fordham. And it was one of the best experiences I've had to date. It really shaped me into, helped mold me into who I am today. The game is really special. But I tell you what, if I had a son, I'd have a hard time letting him play today. This game is not what it was like when I played.